Telecom insiders have dished to the Post about the real reasons why Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show was axed from ABC. The late-night comic came under fire after he claimed the, quote, MAGA gang was trying to score political points off Charlie Kirk's savage public assassination.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
In an interview with conservative podcaster Benny Johnson after Kimmel's controversial monologue, Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr has suggested the FCC might take action against Kimmel, ABC, and Disney over the comedian's news distortion.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Frankly, I think that it's really sort of past time that a lot of these licensed broadcasters themselves push back on Comcast and Disney and say, listen, we are going to preempt, we are not going to run Kimmel anymore until you straighten this out, because we licensed broadcaster are running the possibility of fines or license revocations from the FCC if we continue to run content that ends up being a pattern of news distortion.
Carr, a longtime telecom lawyer who is the new sheriff of the broadcast industry, has been warning networks large and small that programming needs to be in the public interest. The chairman's impact has already been seen, like when Paramount settled a suit with President Trump over CBS's controversial interview with Kamala Harris during the 2024 campaign, fearing that the FCC wouldn't approve its $8 billion sale to independent studio Skydance. The timing of Kimmel's comments was also incredibly bad, as there was fear it could upend a major broadcasting deal. According to sources, Kimmel's comments threatened to derail Nexstar's $6.2 billion takeover of rival broadcaster Tegna. The already controversial deal, which would combine two of the nation's largest owners of local TV stations, poses significant antitrust questions and needs a close review by the FCC. Kimmel's comments made that billion-dollar broadcaster deal approval even dicier. On Thursday, Nexstar announced that its stations would no longer carry the show. Ditto for ABC, which produces and distributes Jimmy Kimmel Live to broadcasters like Nexstar. Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, was also quick to suspend the show indefinitely. Sinclair Broadcasting, another local TV giant with a conservative bent, upped the ante even further, saying ABC's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel was insufficient and announcing it would yank Jimmy Kimmel Live from its stations until the host apologized directly to Kirk's family and donated to his political activist group, Turning Point USA. It seems likely this is just the beginning of the Trump administration's crackdown on the nation's networks. As Carr put it in an interview with Fox host Sean Hannity, broadcasters with a license have a unique obligation to operate in the public interest, and that there's still more work to go.
Late night shows, something's gone seriously awry there. They went from going for applause, from laugh lines to applause lines. They went from being court jesters that would make fun of everybody in power to being court clerics and enforcing a very narrow political ideology. And Nexstar, as you noted, stood up and said, look, we have the license and we don't want to run this anymore. We don't think it serves the interests of our community. Sinclair did the same thing. So there's more work to go, but I'm very glad to see that America's broadcasters are standing up to serve the interests of their community. We don't just have this progressive foie gras coming out from New York and Hollywood.